Once upon a time, in a magical, faraway land known as Russia, a large rebellion began. This uprising in 1698 came to be known as the Streltsy Uprising, because the catalyst for the chaos was a rogue Streltsy who abandoned their post because of the harsh conditions and the recent misleading westernization attempts by Peter the Great in recent years. Tsar Peter has captured one of their leaders. Let us see how this plays out.
You are captured. There is no hope for you, so you might as well just tell me what I want to know.
They'll tell you nothing.
Fine then. Hand me my axe. This is your last chance. Where are the rebels hiding? Alright then.
As you can see, the King Peter brutally executed any rebel leaders who were unfortunate enough to be abducted by the government. During Peter the Great's reign, he took many trips abroad from Russia. He was very fond of crude humor and would even play jokes on foreign nobility, but Peter was serious about the matters of the state. One of the trips he took was to England, where he witnessed the power of the English monarch over the church and the state. He was so inspired by this that, on his return to his own country, he established the Holy Synod.
I have been many places and seen many things, and I have decided to create a new head of the Orthodox Church. It will be called the Holy Synod, with you as its procurator. And you will report directly to me. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. I would be honored.
Alright, this takes effect tomorrow.
And so the first step was taken for the Russian Tsar to have control of the entire church. After his trips to Europe, Peter the Great returned with Western customs and values in mind. He returned with a mindset to improve education and to force manners onto the Russian people.
Since I have seen our backwards ways, I have decided to establish schools of learning in math, science, and navigation. I have also decided that we will follow the ways of the Western men. All beards must be shaven off, and all long coats shortened. You there, is that a beard?
No.
What are you hiding?
Nothing.
And that coat must be shortened also. I have also decided to advance women's rights. You will now be allowed to choose who you marry, and you will be allowed to attend social gatherings with men.
Thank you, Tsar Peter. I will enjoy the social gatherings, and I cannot wait to choose who I will marry. You are the greatest Tsar of our time. While the Tsar was putting a firm hold on the region, he continued his reforms for the people's lives. Peter tried to gain a firm hold on the land. He divided the nation into 50 provinces and established a forum of civic duty.
You, sir, what is your work?
I'm a boyar with a civil post, sir.
And you, what is your craft?
I'm a traveling merchant. I travel Russia buying and selling my wares.
Very well. Everyone gather round, I have an announcement to make. From now on, all nobles and non-nobles shall start on the same path. There will be 14 ranks, and once one reaches the 8th rank, they will be considered a noble. All one must do is join the military or work in government. Also, we have much iron ore in Russia. You and your merchants must start immediately exporting this to elsewhere in the world.
Very well.
Or else I will raise taxes.
In the end, Peter would raise taxes, because the money raised in the mines was not enough to fund his wars. Because of this, peasants' lives grew more and more miserable as Peter's power and wealth and economy grew greater and greater. Peter's most important priority was creating a grand army and a naval fleet. He recruited Russians and Western Europeans from his journey across Europe in 1698 to serve in his military.
Well, this is the Grand Army. Are all Vienna mercenaries ready?
Yes, the Habsburg troops are ready.
Where have I seen you before?
I'm the traveling merchant you talked. You told me to go mine the iron in the mountains of Ural. I've come back to join and fight against those damn Swedes.
Good man. All right. I think our army is finally ready. Time to fight.
Peter the Great would create a standing army of 210,000 men and form the first Russian fleet. This Sweden he was talking about was the only thing preventing him from a trading port to Europe. He crafted an alliance with Poland and Denmark. Peter wanted the land and declared war. Peter would, in the Great Northern War, after defeating the Swedish king, Charles XII, he would gain his port to the west.
Charles, this war ends here.
You know you cannot defeat me, Peter, for you're the wart in a pig's rump.
I can and will defeat you, you dirty scallywag.
Men to arms!
Charge!
Russia and Sweden would make a peace at Nystad in 1721, and Peter would gain his port to the west. But there was no city and therefore no port. So Peter demanded the construction of a new city, St. Petersburg, named after him.
Russia will look westward. I don't care if hundreds of thousands of peasants have to die. They will have died for the good of the realm. We will have a port. We will become a great power in Europe.
And indeed they did. By his death in 1725, Peter the Great's crude force and power had crafted Russia into an economic and military power. Russia had become what Peter always wished for, rivaling the European powers of the Sun King's France and the Habsburg monarchy.
Yeah, do that.
It's so bad though.
Alright, I got tea.
Very well.
Or else I will raise taxes.
Still recording. And scene.